welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley-Long, and I'm here with the Mayor of Morgan City, Mayor Lee Dragna. Now, when you first were elected, you kind of hit the ground running, and one of the things that you were so adamant about was the demolition of derelict properties. And so far, at least what I have seen, I've seen at least two of them, two homes that have since come down. How is that going? How's the progress?
It's going well. We had two of them that came down so far, actually three that came down, and we're in the process of taking two more down. Also be it derelict properties, not just homes. We signed a contract with the winning bidder of the old steam plant to tear that down too,
Right.
which is $401,800 being paid to the city of Morgan City for the scrap from that.
Mm-hmm. Now, how old is that steam plant?
Oh, it's from the 40s. It's really old. It might even be earlier than that. It's been added on to twice.
Okay.
But there was some asbestos problems, and before we were gonna have to pay to get rid of it. Now we're getting $400,000.
Come on.
That's pretty good,
Yeah.
right?
Now let's talk about something. You say derelict properties. Now these properties obviously used to be owned by people.
They are owned by
residents.
people.
Okay, so how are you able to acquire that, or
Well, there's ordinances to keeping up your dwelling. And some of these houses has been abandoned for so long, there's trees growing through them. And what we found out is there's a lot of people, older people that are that have no family. We can't find the family. They're not paying the taxes on it, and they're like, in an old folks' home or something like that. And we basically have to tear it down, and because it becomes a nuisance or a danger to the neighbors. One house was about to fall,
Right.
and it would have fell on their house. So we tear it down, and whatever we do our due diligence, we get 3 bids, and then we'll take that and whatever the cost is, and assess the taxes on it. That's
Okay.
just the way we can. That's what the ordinance says to do, so that's what we have to do.
Because I was just wondering, like, who has to take up the cost on something like that?
Yeah, the city burdens the cost, but then assesses the taxes. Now, if they just pay it later on when they pay their tax, then no harm, no foul. If not, the city will eventually have to put the piece of property up for tax sale.
Okay. So in that case, then what happens? Are we looking at maybe building more homes in that space, or what
Well,
could
whoever
happen?
buys it, they would have to pay the minimum, or whatever's owed on it, a minimum. And it's a bid process that you have to go out and bid on at the courthouse. And they can build whatever's permitted in that city, but I would have to assume in most of these areas, it would be houses, yes.
Right.
And some pretty decent areas,
Yeah.
not really bad.
Let's talk about housing. And again, back to your campaign, you talked about housing and Hellenic all in the same breath. I mean, how?
Well,
How's that going?
it's slowed down a little bit. We've had plenty talks with Hellenic. They're on board, ready to go. Our issue right now is this pump station that needs to be built because it will lower our base flood elevations in that area to a manageable level. The parish is on top. Not the parish. The drainage district, which is a parish board, is on top of it. I have a meeting here in an hour with them to talk about it, see how it's coming, and see what the time frame is of them completing the project, so we can get our BFEs down.
Okay.
I don't know what that is yet because the meeting's today.
Okay.
So,
Well, that
but
means we need a follow up.
They need a follow up.
Okay. Oh, I should have waited a little while. But that's okay. I'll welcome you anytime to come back and
I
talk
enjoy
more about
coming here.
that. So we are now in hurricane season. Hurricane 2021. We were spared. I actually had this conversation with who we had on here, Levy District, also with Jimmy Broussard. So we've been talking about hurricanes. How well prepared, or how prepared are we in Morgan City?
We are very well prepared. We have ordered, waiting on them to come in, they're probably in the middle of hurricane season by the time we get them, generators for all of our sewer lift stations, which they've been begging for years. I'm trying to figure out why not, but we did it anyway. We, like I said before, we bought a new street sweeper so we can keep up with the leaves. We can run it before the storm, right after the storm. We also in the process of getting a new grapple truck for picking up debris. That'll give us 2. we have plenty of backhoes. We have plenty of equipment and manpower to do it. If we have an issue, we're also about to go through a pole audit for our electrical department to make sure we're not overloading our poles.
Oh,
So we're not breaking them for no reason.
All right.
So we're on top of that.
All right, you talked about drains district. I want you to get to thinking about this rainfall we had. So we're gonna come back because we're gonna take a short break. But come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danika Foley. With me, we have Mayor Lee Dragna with the City of Morgan City. And we're talking about the drainage district, so let's hop on over and talk about this rain. Looks like everybody has come in here. I've talked about rain, just the deluge of water we have received in the month of May and also in April. How were the pumps able to handle that, or did you get any concerns or issues from homeowners and business owners?
We had a few issues here and there from some homeowners. We had a few issues from a few business owners. Most of them were typical, issues that happened, but there was a tremendous amount of rain in the last few months, way more than normal. But, we handled it pretty good, considering how much water it was. I mean, we had streets that were flooded, but they're designed to flood. They hold the water there till the pumps can catch up, and then they pump them out. So I think considering what happened in other cities, we did very well.
Okay. Any changes to our pumping capacity? I mean, anything in the future?
In the future, with the new pump station, it will increase the capacity considerably.
Okay.
But it's got to get built first.
Okay,
So
but
I'm
how
working
soon
on
are we
it.
looking at that? Or how
I
far
would
in the
say it's
future?
probably
Will you
a year-
still be in
a year-
office?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It should be a year and a half or so.
Okay.
They should be able to get it built.
All right. Now, since we're talking about streets now, let's go right onto streets. I will say, I kind of do my traveling around the area. I have to. I'm out and about. I have to be the eyes and ears, and I thank the people for being my eyes and ears. And I have seen the street employees, street department out and about, but it doesn't seem like they're just doing regular, asphalting or just regular patches. They're kind of really digging in. What's that all about? I've seen at least 2 or 3 projects going on simultaneously.
Yeah, so what happens is our water, sewer, and gas says, hey, we got a problem somewhere, we don't know what it is, but then the streets and roads come in and say, well, we got a failure right here. So maybe they both coincide with each other. So they dig it up, and I said, well, let's go find out what's the problem down deep so we don't have a problem with the road again. When they get down there, they see a leaking pipe or a drain pipe that came disconnected. They fix it, they put it all back together, and then we patch over the road. That's why sometimes you see these patches a little bigger than they need to be, because we're fixing the infrastructure while we're there. Instead of come back and do it later, bust up the cement again later, we want to fix it all at one time so it lasts a long time.
Okay. DOTD, oh my goodness. I had a moment. I became social media famous. I don't know if you noticed that.
I saw that.
It was so interesting to me. I didn't know I had that much power. But let's talk about bringing in DOTD. I mean, have you had any discussions with them about making any type of upgrades to our streets? Because I know all of our streets are not under the auspices of the city. We also have DOTD, that also is over some of the city, like our street projects.
Yeah, Highway 70, which is 11th Street, based by Shoney's all the way to Walmart, is DOTD, and also Highway 90 bridge overpass and 182 through the middle of town is all DOTD. I've talked to one of the DOTD officials today. He's coming here tomorrow to look at some of these projects that we want to get them to fix. It's their roadways. We pay the taxes when we buy gasoline. We pay road tax. And I told him, I said, we would like you to fix them.
Yeah.
Also, next Tuesday, I think, in the middle of the night, so it's not going to bother anybody. We'll start at midnight, and we're going to sweep the bridge with our new street sweeper to clean it up. It's just, we can't wait on them anymore. It's just getting out of control. So we're going to sweep the entire bridge. We're going to work with Berwick, the city of Berwick, and they're going to help us, and we're going to run our street sweeper all the way across and all the way back
great.
and pick up all the trash and see if we can't keep it presentable.
Yes. and we are in June, and this is well before S&P. How often do you think we can get this done, the street cleaning procedure?
Well, our street sweeper runs 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Okay.
This is going to be a different process to clean the bridge because it's under construction. But we will once we get it under control, we'll be able to run it, once every couple months, and keep it straight, keep it clean. But the city streets look really good because they run every day.
Okay. All right, that is round 2. Come on back for round 3 right here on The Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to The Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley. And I'm speaking so quickly because there's so much I want to cover. So you mentioned neighborhood revitalization grants. Ooh, that's a good one. So in a nutshell, explain that.
Very quickly, the money from this COVID revitalization program, the money that the city's going to get, we're going to take a chunk of it, and we're going to create grants, which it allows us to do, and it's designed for the low income areas. To one, we want to have one grant that helps with houses to make them more energy efficient and to get them painted. Basically, caulk up the windows, put seals on the bottom of the doors,
So
pressure
pretty much
wash and paint them,
weatherization
and make them, paint them to where they're not rotten, you're getting rotten. But also, we're going to have another grant for business storefronts. Like I said, that grant with the houses would be 100% paid. The grant for the businesses would be like a 75-25. We would pay 75% up to a certain amount of money. I don't know what that is. I think we pay about $7,500 to $10,000, and you would pay $2,500 to $3,000, and to help get the fronts of these stores back in the shape they need to be in to be able to sell product.
Yeah.
There's about 6 different things we're going to do with that money that's going to directly help the people.
Now, you say 100%
Directly.
for homeowners, so please tell me, when does it start and how do they apply?
Well, we hired a grant writer. We have a grant writer in-house, a very smart person. She's got a master's degree in that, and that's what she does. She's writing the grants right now. They're going to be a cookie cutter. You just fill in the blanks of names and addresses, and the person will have to sign. We can't enact it until the money's here, and we don't have it yet, but within 30 days we're going to have it. We want to be ready to hit the ground running as soon as it's there. We have contractors we're about to start putting out bids to make sure we have those in line. We're going to have the grant writer have the grant basically written up, a one-page deal, telling them what we're going to do. And we're looking for an administrator right now, like a person that go door to door and ask the people if they want to do it. I think we're going to have a workshop at the auditorium one day. We'll let you know, and I'll come back on here and we'll do it again. But a workshop for so people can come and they can listen to what you're getting for basically free or for your money if you have to pay the 25% of the business. And we believe we're going to do the rental properties too, like that, as a business. Like, so
Come
you
on.
pay 25%, we pay 75% of fixing the houses, the rental houses, to where we can get these neighborhoods back in shape they need to be in, and also the business storefronts. We're going to dedicate quite a few hundreds of thousands of dollars to that to get a jump start on it really quick.
Okay. All right. And obviously, it's just certain areas of the city where people can apply,
Yeah, the money that we're getting tells us that you have to be in a low-income neighborhood. So now we got to go figure out exactly what a low-income neighborhood, a neighborhood is considered to be 3 city blocks. So we got to take 3 city block segments and see if you fall into that.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a
It'd
start.
be fun.
Okay, you're right.
Fun. I love getting things fixed.
Yeah, but I love how you think. You say, I'm going to let you know. So that's good. I like that. We're in round 3, so I want to get started on this. Summer. It's unfortunate. I've had this conversation with at least one police chief. And we talked about getting things done, having things readily available for our teenagers and just for adults, because idle minds, right, they need something to do. What's going on with the summer? Do we have any summer programs, or what can be offered for for the summer?
So, our gym is the Lake End Park. It basically is. At Lake End Park, we have Lake End Rentals over there. Now they're gonna have a DJ on the beach, right, every day, and they're working right now to line up enough bands to have one band every Saturday over there. But we're also gonna have the jam at the lake on the 4th of July.
Okay, hold that thought, because he's telling me we got to wrap up. So that's good. This is a start. Okay, so come on back. We have round 4. That's it. So we're gonna talk real fast. Come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley. With me, we have Mayor Lee Dragna with the City of Morgan City. We're talking about the summer, and we're going to talk real fast. So you started off talking about summer rec, right? I think you started talking about summer rec, which Weeball, that was one of the things that you talked about, and how did that go?
It went fantastic. In a week and a half, we had 82 kids sign up, and then after we closed the signing up, we had a bunch more want to do it. It is hilarious. Matter of fact, my granddaughter's playing tonight.
Oh, it's
It is
still going on?
hilarious. It's still going on for another
Okay.
couple days.
And that's for the 3-year-olds?
3 and 4.
3 and 4,
Three and
okay.
4. So
All right.
T-ball is 4 and 5. So
All right.
those are the 2 biggest leagues we have.
Okay. Now I will say there's a lot for the babies, for the little ones, right? Now we got our teenagers who are a little bit older. You said there's going to be a DJ and a band, and I think it's every weekend, right? So at the lake.
Yeah, there's gonna be a DJ at the lake, by Lake End on the beach, on the weekends. I think I said every day, but I meant every day on the weekends.
Okay.
So I'm sorry about that. But we also have the 4th of July bash on the 4th of July. It's gonna be huge. There's be boats, camps. We have 3 bands playing. We have vendors gonna be selling food, beer, soda pop. You can bring your own ice chest if you want. You bring your boat to the waterfront, park your camp out there. We have fireworks at 8:30 at night on the lake, in the middle of the lake, where the whole town can see it from there.
Okay, questions for you, because that gives me a couple of concerns. Boats, fireworks. The fireworks are going to be on the water too. Is that going to be safe?
The fireworks will be a half a mile away.
Okay.
They'll be towards the back of the lake. We're gonna be on the front. The lake is 3 miles across.
Okay. And what about parking? Yeah.
So we've addressed that situation with the police department, and the police department is going to be prepared this time for that. And the parking part of it, we're gonna park people inside the gate. The Boy Scouts is helping us with that. They are volunteering to help us get the parking done, and we're gonna have people supervising it also. We're just planning it out to the T to where we don't have issues. We want people to enjoy themselves. Everything's free. You show up, you have a good time. That's what this is about. You celebrate the United States of America. That's what it's all about.
Now there's and speaking of which, we also have the Juneteenth bike ride, which is on June 19th. Maybe I'm a little partial to that, but I know that's on the 19th. It is open to the family. I'm just going to put that out there. But also too, I will say there's a lot of things going, I think maybe even unnoticed on on the Facebook page. You guys have a lot of things being posted on the Morgan City Auditorium Facebook page and Main Street page.
Yeah, so Beth Price, basically, she does our advertisement for that, and there's something going on three weekends out of the month. I can't rattle them off right now, but there's just at different vendors around the city. It's so awesome. They all get together and work together. It's just really good seeing it happen like that. Also, our auditorium is booked every weekend to the end of the year.
Wow.
You know, we're going to be doing a Veterans Day thing at the auditorium, for active veterans, police, fire, military, and former. Everybody can come, enjoy, have a DJ, some food, probably some beer. I'm going to sponsor that myself.
Now, this is going to be your first time as mayor doing S&P. How are you feeling about that? Because that's a busy weekend.
I like busy. I really like busy. I'm super excited about it because people are ready to have something and to get going. I think it's going to be big. I know it's going to be a little bit scaled down from normal because they're kind of afraid of the COVID still a little bit, but I think it's going to be bigger than anybody thinks. I think a lot more people are going to show up than normal.
Okay.
I really
Well,
do.
I had a couple more questions. I don't know if I'll be able to get to them. We only got for 30 seconds. Just tell me about, as far as employee pay, how often are the employees given raises, and what about their like insurance? You know, is there any way to increase the insurance? Do we even have that?
They have
Yes.
free insurance.
Okay.
They have free 100% paid health insurance on their family. They might have to pay a portion, they have to pay so much of it, but on their pay, they get a 2% raise every year.
All right. That's
Every
all the time
single
we
year.
have. See you guys next time. I had to
Thank
get that in there. Woo!